Hello, my name is Sean Gerard, and this is my mini lesson video. So my subject was quadratic factoring. Pretty simple once you get the hang of it. I have two examples here. The first one's pretty simple. The second one is a little bit more complex, but once you break it down, it's pretty simple too. So for the first one, I have x squared plus 5x plus 6 equals 0. Well, what two numbers are going to add up to be the middle number, which is 5, and what two numbers are going to multiply to be the third number, which is 6. So for this case, it's going to be 3 and 2. 3 plus 2 is 5. 3 times 2 is 6. So you have two separate equations, x plus 3, x plus 2 equals 0. And once I get this, I just double check just to make sure that this is right. I go over here and I will factor it out. X squared, x plus 2, or x times 2, 2x, 3 and x, 3x, and then 3 times 2 is 6. So that would come out as the original equation, just to make sure. So you have x plus 3 equals 0 and x plus 2 equals 0. You would subtract 3 from both sides and subtract 2 from both sides to get x equals negative 3 and x equals negative 2. And just to make sure these are right, you would substitute them in for x. So for negative 3, you have negative 3 squared plus 5 times negative 3 plus 6 equals 0. Negative 3 squared is 9. 5 and negative 3 is negative 15 plus 6 equals 0. 9 minus 15 is negative 6 plus a positive 6 equals 0. For 2, negative 2 squared would be 4. 5 times a negative 2 would be negative 10 plus 6 equals 0. 4 minus 10 is negative 6 plus 6 equals 0. So these both work out. They both equal 0, and these two are correct. Moving on to the second one. Like I said, a little bit more complex here because of the 2 in front of the x squared, but pretty much the same concept here. You have to find the two numbers that will equal the other two. So for 2, x squared minus x minus 6 equals 0. I went ahead and put 2x and x in the parentheses because they're going to have to equal 2x squared. And then I found that 3 and negative 2 were going to be the numbers inside, because once you factor them out, it's going to come to 2x squared minus 4x plus 3x minus 6. So the negative 4 and the positive 3 will result in that negative 1 right there in the middle. So it's going to come out as 2x squared minus x minus 6, which is our original problem. So that works out. So then you come over here, 2x plus 3 equals 0 is going to come out to negative 3 over 2. And the x minus 2 equals 0 is going to come out to x equals 2. And like the last problem, I just wanted to double check to make sure they worked. The 2 was quite simple. You just plug that in. So 2 squared is going to be 4. 2 times 4 is 8 minus 2 minus 6. 8 minus 8 equals 0. So that one works out. And then for the 3 over 2, a little bit harder because of the fraction, but 3 over 2 squared would be 9 over 4 plus 3 over 2 minus 6 equals 0. So 2 times 9 over 4 would be 18 over 4 plus 3 over 2 minus 6 equals 0. Well, to add these, you have to find the greatest common factor, or the least common denominator between the two, excuse me. And so 3 over 2 would turn into 6 over 4. Now you have 18 over 4 and 6 over 4 to add together, which would be 24 over 4, which equals 6. So then you have 6 minus 6 equals 0. These two work out. This problem is correct. And that's going to wrap it up for my mini lesson. Thank you for watching.